All right, so we've got another great question here. Do you adjust your design based on the talents of your volunteers? And that is an absolute yes, yes, yes. So on any given night, you know, people might stroll through the door, and some of them I've never met before. So, and it's hard to know what people's talent levels are. And you know what? All of that is good. Small, medium, large talent level, it is all good. So I always have a whole repertoire of paint by number type items to do. So for instance, we kicked off the year this year painting the pennants. So the triangular pennants, and they have just one color of a really fun design on them. And it was just a real quick and fun thing to do, but a good test to see if people can stay in the lines and implement that process. And you know, it sounds like I'm being a little picky, but I'm not. You know, we take all volunteers, and we make it work no matter what. But also, it's really good to be flexible. So for instance, we had a sculptor who joined our ranks for many, many days, and I was above the double door lodge doors. I had a painted elephant that was going to represent you know, a sculpture type motif, but of course we were just going to paint it. It was going to be flat, but then in walks through our doors a sculptor. So he got that job of implementing that 3-foot tall elephant head, and it was amazing, amazing. So take advantage. There'll be various people who just kind of cross your path. Take advantage of whatever talent they have, and be flexible to rearrange your sketch and how you're going to approach things. All right, so another question that's been posed to me is, how do you determine scale? How do you know what size to make things? And I'll just give a little tip. I follow my sketch that's done initially, which is drawn to scale, and I follow that almost exactly. But when it comes to an animal, I kind of just draw an animal quickly in on a sketch, but usually when it comes to really using that overhead projector and you've got your line drawing of an animal, usually I'm making it larger than life. So if it's a cheetah, we're drawing it up larger than life scale. If it's a warthog, it's larger than life. If it's a giraffe, it's taller than life. So anyways, we let those animals, which take a lot of work to do, we want them to really be the stars, and so we tend to make them bigger than real life scale. All right, so another question that I have from the executive book of questions is, how do you quickly fill blank spaces? I always plan to have many fillers. So for instance, if it's a rainforest year, I have many palm tree heads that I'll put in place, and I'll have extra palm tree heads for stage emergencies or space fillers. This year we have a lot of flamingos, a lot of grass tufts, a lot of rocks. And so we have some realistic looking rocks, which took a lot of thought and effort, and then we have a bunch of abstract rocks that are just going to be bright colors and be plainer. This year we used the acacia trees. So we had 7 acacia trees, which are an African tree, and of course we had to greatly simplify them, and but they were a very paintable tree, but they were also excellent space fillers and a good boundary barrier between the mountain in the very back and the lodge in the very front. So you do always have to think of those good space fillers.